Hello, this is John Rowell for the Rowell Report. Today is Wednesday, August 27th, 2025, and we're back for another video today. This is my second update of the day. Anyway, the Russia-Ukraine conflict may be getting an added twist, and that is that the two of the main European supporters of Ukraine, France and the United Kingdom, are heading into deep financial crisis. They both look like they're heading towards an IMF bailout, and this could mean austerity measures and budget cuts, and Ukraine could certainly suffer on the other end of these financial crises. Let's just start first with France, and we can see what's going on there. Back in December of 2024, French Prime Minister Michel Barnier, after losing a no confidence vote and submitting his resignation to French President Emmanuel Macron, was replaced by incoming Prime Minister Francois Bayrou, who was nominated um, by French President Emmanuel Macron to reach out to the other parties to try to resolve the budget impasses and to come to um, an agreement of how France can stay financially solvent and get back on the path to financial growth. Well, anyway, it looks like his time in government since December 13th until today has been a disaster. He's tried to carry out reforms which are very unpopular, like trying to cancel national holidays. Um, and although that presents some savings, these measures are deeply unpopular because holidays in France are sacred, they're untouchable. So there's certainly many other areas where they could make cuts, but and as we know, whatever assistance they're sending to Ukraine certainly could be cut back so that they can stay within the financial parameters which they have available to them. But anyway, they decided to go after French holidays, and this has led to um, deep discontent in the French society, and especially in the opposition parties. So the the Prime Minister Francois Bayrou, who entered into office in December, um, will be looking to try to force these financial austerity measures down the throats of the French citizens. Um, and since that doesn't seem to be working out, he's putting himself up for a no confidence vote, and certainly he will lose. After that, we don't know what will happen, but the situation in France probably can't change until 2027 when there is an election for French president. So, um, meanwhile, we can take a look at some of the numbers, which are um, pointing towards a deep economic problems in France, the increase in their public debt, the number of people living in poverty, 9 million, that's a lot, an increase in factory closures, uh, the foreign trade deficit, which is a sign of accelerated deindustrialization. So there isn't any motor in the French economy that can get them out of the ditch in which they have fallen. And so all these financial tricks, which Francois Bayrou attempted to carry out, um, uh, wasn't going to point them in the right direction. Um, so anyway, um, we will see what happens in France. But anyway, this politician, Francois Bayrou, here he is in Politico. was supposed to reach out to the opposition parties and try to find a way forward in resolving their financial difficulties, but he just continued to try to use anti-democratic measures to do that, and so he will soon be out the door, and France will soon be looking for an IMF bailout, and after that, it's hard to say how much France will be able to support Ukraine. Anyway, let's head on to the UK. The UK has been struggling for a long time. More and more people falling into the social welfare schema. And so um, you can see an article here from June of 2025 in The Guardian. Stress crisis in UK as 5 million struggle with financial, health, and housing insecurity. If we move on, we can see another indicative measure of the overall crisis that the European Union countries are living in. Their growth forecast is very low, and inflation is staying high. So there's a lot of um, factors. But anyway, the UK and France have been the leaders of the coalition of the willing, and so their job was to try to support Ukraine financially, politically, militarily. But in the case of the UK, Rachel Reeves had a growth plan, and here is an article from The Spectator, 29th of January of 2025, and the article points out how her growth plan was doomed to fail. And finally, here's an article from Reuters about the IMF chopping UK growth forecasts. So the UK is looking like it's also heading towards an IMF bailout, just like France. And this will affect both countries' ability to support Ukraine in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. This couldn't come at a worse time for Ukraine because the United States is no longer financially supporting Ukraine. So Ukraine is depending more and more on its European partners and sponsors like the UK and France. And if they're not able to continue to support Ukraine, um, the combination of their uh, military issues along with their economic issues could lead to their total collapse. So, anyway, that was my update for today, and I wish everyone well. We'll see where this all goes. We'll know soon if either UK or France or both request an IMF bailout. But in any case, this definitely will have an impact on their support of Ukraine, and so we'll continue to monitor this situation, and I'll bring you back up to speed when there's more important information to bring you. So anyway, this is the Rowell Report. I wish everyone a great day. So long.